Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Friday. It is the 16th day of December 2022. I hope you're healthy and safe today. Happy Friday to you. Before I start with that, let me get to the most important part. I hope you're safe and healthy. And I hope your family is safe and healthy. And I hope the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field and the first responders who every day are trying to save lives. And those that pick up garbage for us to keep streets, sidewalks, highways, parks, buildings, stairwells clean. And those that make deliveries like food, like water, like mail for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are trying to help rescue and deliver every day the teenagers and children that are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia. The victims also of pornography and child pornography. The victims also of prostitution and child prostitution. The victims also of human trafficking and sex slavery. And double curses upon the perpetrators, the perverts, and the profiteers who are involved in this heinous industry. Finally, blessings upon the homeless. There are nearly 600,000 men, women, and mostly children living on the streets of the United States of America, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions, and blessings upon them. For theirs is the kingdom. Tonight, the New York Knicks are going to play the Chicago Bulls for the second time in 3 nights. As we know, the Knicks won in overtime, 128-120 on Wednesday night. The Knicks right now are in sole possession of the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference. Interestingly enough, just to show you how the NBA is, last night, the Milwaukee Bucks lost to the Memphis Grizzlies. And that's no surprise. Memphis is pretty good, right? But they lost by 41 points. With Giannis. Giannis was playing, and the Milwaukee Bucks lost to the Memphis Grizzlies 142-101. They lost by 41 points. Just to show you how the NBA is. On any given night, any team can not only beat any team, but any team can be embarrassed. For most of the night last night, the Houston Rockets were actually beating the Miami Heat. Miami came back at the end and won 111-108. But again, it's just to illustrate the point. People keep saying the Knicks are expected to win this or should win this or these games are easy. Some of you are naive about the NBA. This ain't college. It's not easy to win in the NBA. And it's extremely difficult to win a championship in the NBA. Okay? It's difficult. It ain't easy. Okay? So people should not take any win as, this is definitely a must win or this is going to be a definite win. Every game is its own game. Thibodeau keeps telling people that, but people are so busy raging against him that they can't listen to what he's actually saying. Only what they try to catch him in with a gotcha moment, but they're not really looking at the overall strategy. And he says each game is its own game, and this is no different. Forget what happened Wednesday night. Tonight they play the Chicago Bulls. They could beat the Chicago Bulls tonight. Because one thing that we are seeing now is the Knicks are an improved team since Tom Thibodeau tweaked their rotation, and they're a better team right now than the Chicago Bulls. They're a better team just in general, top to bottom. The 9-man rotation is better than whatever Chicago's going to throw at us. But the Knicks still have to be prepared. They have to try to contain or keep Levine out of the paint. They got to guard him at the 3-point line to an extent. I'm looking now. We know that Chicago has a number of tremendous 3-point shooters on their team, and Levine is shooting 35%, so he's also dangerous as well. DeRozan is only shooting 29.7, so let's give him 30% from 3. DeRozan's not a big 3-point shooter, so I would guard the 3-point line against Levine. Guard the interior, obviously, against DeRozan. Let's say his spot is around foul line extended. And he's one of those players that you can know what his spots are. You can know what he's about to do. Like, there's several people that have testified. And I remember a game, actually, against Dr. J, where Larry Bird would tell you, I'm going to do this on you. And you still couldn't stop it. He would come down and say, I'm going to do this, spin right, fake, and then shoot it. And he would do it. There are players that, not quite Larry Bird, but they're that good in certain positions at doing certain things. That's why they're in the league. You just can't do nothing about it. So with DeRozan, you want to make it difficult for him to get to his spots. Okay? Once he gets there, it's almost lights out. The Knicks did a decent job against him Wednesday night, but this is a new game. So you got to try to limit or make it difficult for him to get to his favorite spots, which are around the foul line area. He's lethal there. You want him to shoot threes. You want DeMar DeRozan to shoot threes. He's not going to kill us from the three-point line tonight, okay? But Levine will. So you got to guard him on the three-point line. And so Levine actually becomes tougher because Levine is athletic. He can explode to the basket. You got to do a good job, which is extremely important why Tom Thibodeau has instituted Quentin Grimes into the starting lineup and Deuce McBride into the rotation. Because Deuce McBride, Quentin Grimes, and Mitchell Robinson are the anchors of the New York defense. And so the more minutes you play Deuce McBride, the higher your chance of winning. That's just statistical fact. The Knicks play McBride more than 15 minutes a game, they usually win. Okay? And even if he don't score anything, they usually win because of his defense, because of his IQ, both defensively and offensively. And so since inserting them into the rotation together, the Knicks defense went to another level. I believe you got to use them a lot tonight. Now, Jalen Brunson, obviously, Jalen Brunson's going to come to play. Like I said, if he's not having a torn tendon, if he doesn't have broken bone, he's going to be ready to play. And he is a dog. He is a dog. So he's going to come to play. We're going to need him to do that. And we're going to have him scrapping and fighting in the starting unit so that we have a chance to beat the Bulls today. So it's not going to be easy. And then there's Vucevic, a well-known, long-time Knick killer. And he's shooting 36% from three. We know Pat Williams is shooting, 44% from three. They got a good team of shooters. Now, I don't know if Ayu Dosunmu is playing today. He's listed as day-to-day. He's questionable. He's listed as questionable today. Of course, Lonzo Ball is out. Lonzo Ball is part of the Anthony Ambulance crew. There's just players like that. There's Lonzo Ball. There's Gordon Hayward. There's Anthony Davis himself. There's certain players that are just part of the Anthony Ambulance crew. Like, they're always hurt. Like, you could count on it. And so that's what you count on. Lonzo Ball is out. Just to think people were desperate to go get him for the Knicks. Y'all got to remember stuff like this when you start talking about players. But anyway, that's Ball. So he's out. The Sumu is questionable, so he might play. And that just also leads me to a second point. Right now, the Bulls are starting Alex Caruso at the point guard. Now, Alex Caruso is not a bad player, but he's not really a guy you want as your starting point guard. They're in a similar position to the Knicks were last year, starting Alec Burks. Okay, they need a point guard. The Knicks happen to have one sitting on the bench in Derrick Rose. Why do I bring that up? Because the front office in full representation was at the last game. Very visible. So I don't know what's going on, but as far as looking at the Bulls, they need a point guard. They got Goran Dragic, but he has totally lost several steps. He's only good for about 10 minutes a game. So maybe you could get 10 or 15 out of him, 15 to 20 out of D Rose, and between the two of them, you have a platoon of point guard. But right now, they don't really have one. Okay, Kobe White out of North Carolina was drafted as a point guard, but he's not a point guard. He's more like an Emmanuel Quickley mold. I'm not saying he's equal to Emmanuel Quickley, but he's in that mold. He's more of a shooting guard in the point guard's body. So they need a point guard. I don't know how they would do that deal. It would be a nice storybook ending for D Rose to end up in the uniform that drafted him, where he became the MVP, at the youngest MVP in NBA history. But because he's expiring, $14.7 million. We need to have $14.7 million in expiring money coming back. We can't be we're not taking long-term contracts. Again, right now for the New York Knicks, you got your rotation set. We're not trying to break up our 9-man rotation for somebody we need to go after. So at this point, the game is expiring money and picks. That's all we're looking for. So next summer is the big game hunting if somebody's available. We can go big game hunting with the draft capital we have and with the salary cap money we might have next summer. Right now, so the game right now is draft picks and expiring money. All this other crap that they talking about, possible trades, and Knicks reach out to this and reach out to that. It's just crap. Let me explain why I just say it's just crap. I'm not trying to just crap on all of the people that put this out, although I am. This is the thing. Teams call other teams every day. Okay? 30 NBA teams, they all call each other every day. Scott Perry is on the phone every day. Okay? It's not like, they contact, let's say that you could say they contacted Oklahoma City about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That doesn't mean he's coming. They call every day to get a status, to get an update, to get a possibility. Every team does that. Okay? That's what GMs do. And if there's something that looks promising, they'll take it back to the Don and they'll talk about it. But don't get hyped because you heard the Knicks reached out to Houston about Eric Gordon, or the Knicks talked to the Lakers about Cam Reddish. These guys talk every day. Okay, and it could mean something, but it might not mean nothing. I don't know. But when I see the front office at a game in Chicago, unless they just like hanging out in Chicago, which is possible, I don't know, something might be happening. But that's what I'm saying. So don't get caught up in this hype. But with the Knicks, again, we set it our 9-man rotation. If you're going to replace somebody in the 9-man rotation, that's who you want to talk to us about in terms of, well, let's go get this dude. Who is he replacing in the 9-man rotation? Okay? And I don't see anybody in that rotation right now that we need to replace because we just won 5 straight games. So we're not trying to replace anybody in the 9-man rotation right now. So we good. Okay? We good. We don't need nobody. So in the summer, for those of you who listen to the whole video, that's where you evaluate what you need versus what's available. Okay? The Knicks will have deep pockets in terms of talent and draft capital and enough cap space to go big game hunting this summer. They will. And so that's why you have that stuff. Somebody say, well, what's the use of having all this if you're not going to use it? Because you don't let it burn a hole in your pocket. People that talk like that, it's like if you gave them any money, they burn a hole in their pocket with it. They'd be gone quick. Okay? You don't look to spend just because you have. You hold it for when you need it. And for the Knicks, that's a superstar. Or somebody that could fit so well, somebody's going to take them to the next level. Okay? Now, I'm mentioning Julius Randle. I mentioned Kristaps Porzingis because I feel like in spite of his injury history, I'm watching him and I'm seeing him not get injured as much. I'm seeing him play within himself, and I'm envisioning him at the 4 with very low turnovers, very high percentage from 3, very good defensive instincts and length next to Mitchell Robinson. And yeah, so some of y'all don't see it. It's cool. It wouldn't be the first time I told you about something and y'all thought it was ridiculous, and then later found out it wasn't. It wouldn't be the first time. But I'm just telling you. Now, I know Julius Randle's playing at an all-star level right now. He is. He's playing at an all-star level. I want to see how this plays out as we get to the playoffs. How does he respond over the course of time? Yes, he's going to act out again. But how will he respond when his sponsors come to him and say, calm down, brother. Come on, calm down. If he responds positively to that, we got something. We're really in the midst of what could become a magical season this year, just like 2 years ago. That's where we at right now. The Knicks, the last time the Knicks won 5 straight was 2 years ago. They won 9 straight in Tom Thibodeau's first year. Of course, you all forgot that. But they won 9 straight in Tom Thibodeau's first year. That's how they closed the season in the 4th seed. They came on strong at the end, and that's what I'm telling you. They're going to do it again. They're going to come on strong. I'm not saying they're going to win 9 straight. I hope they do. But they're going to come on stronger at the end of the season. That's Tom Thibodeau's trademark. That's how his teams roll. They come stronger at the end. Okay? And some of y'all have been focusing on R.J. Barrett's shaky start as if it's the end of the freaking world. It's not. R.J. Barrett, you should be happy. If he's going to have shakiness, it's in the beginning. The beginning of a game, beginning of the season. Because you know what? At the end, that brother is going to come through. And exactly how Thibodeau's teams were. So that's what I'm saying. You want them all cooking at the right time. Okay? Playoffs and winning in the NBA is, in terms of success, is to peak at the right time. And it's even like that in college and high school as well. You know, everybody wants to peak at the right time. You don't want to peak too early. So right now, even though they won 5 straight, they haven't peaked yet. I'm telling y'all, watch. Grimes' shot, as everybody can see now, is starting to fall on a consistent level. Okay? But what y'all don't know, which many of y'all can't see, is you're going to see Deuce McBride's shot. About 5 more games. You're going to see that shot start to fall. Okay? 5 more games. Give him 5 more games to get acclimated to his role in the rotation. You're going to start to see that shot fall, just like people who watch the G League and watch him at West Virginia saw that shot fall. You're going to see that. Okay? So when he starts getting into his groove, and we already got crew, we'll be really good. Okay? So we haven't hit our stride yet. They're still moving forward. Again, I mentioned RJ's not at his best yet. He's going to be. Grimes is now hitting his stride. And then, of course, I just mentioned Deuce hitting his stride. Of course, Julius Randle, again, is playing at an all-star level right now. There's no doubt. He's playing at an all-star level, 2010 dude. He might even be all-NBA again. He's really at that good. Now, if the Knicks end up in the top 6 in the East, which I think they will, or if they end up in the top 4, Julius Randle's got to be considered for all-NBA first team. No doubt. Okay? So if we have him in that position and his mind is right, okay, we can forget Kristaps, we can forget everybody else, and we can see what else we could get. But we'll see. But I just feel like the Knicks are on an upward trajectory. Yes, they're gonna lose some more. They're gonna have a couple losing streaks, 2-game, 3-game losing streak. It's gonna happen. Don't jump off the bridge. Wait until the end of the season. They're gonna get better. Now, I'm noticing a lot of content creators and big platforms are now on the Knicks bandwagon. I just want you to remember who was there all the time, telling y'all it was going to be all right. I just want y'all to remember when y'all was all tripping and I was telling you, in fact, did a video, I got Tom Thibodeau's back. Y'all remember that? Y'all was all, fire him, he can't have no imagination on offense, as if some of y'all are Mike D'Antoni. He don't need no help. We doing well right now. Okay? Can they get better? Yes, and this is the thing. They will. Okay? But you got to start with the defense. Got to start with the defense, okay? And so they take on the Bulls tonight. It's going to be a dogfight. I believe the Knicks are ready. They're sitting in Chicago. They ain't had to travel. It's going to be all good. Hopefully Brunson gets another day to heal. Ankle, heal foot, heal arm. I mean, homie's been getting beat up. Everybody else also gets a day to heal. I looked up, I'm not a doctor, but I looked up the injury that Obi had. And when the Knicks said 2 to 3 weeks he'll be evaluated, that's not saying he's going to be back in 2 to 3 weeks. Apparently, that injury takes about 6 weeks to heal on average. Okay? And so that, at 3 weeks, they're going to tell you how much longer before he's in the lineup again. So I'm thinking, this is December 16th. He's been out, a week? I'm thinking the 23rd. I'm looking for a target date of him to start getting back ready about a month from now on the 16th of January. And maybe by the 23rd of January, he's ready to start coming back and playing, which is not bad, to get him back. Also, I'm starting to lose respect for people on Twitter. Obi Toppin was our 8th overall pick. He's a New York Knick. He comes with tremendous energy every time, and his attitude is tremendous. And I'm seeing people on Twitter saying, we don't need him no more, we can get rid of him. So you know what that's called? That's called crapping on somebody when they're down. And I hope somebody does it to y'all, the way y'all do it to other people. I hope they do. Because that's some crap, man. Obi's our guy. He's going to be back, and he's going to be back in the rotation, and I can't wait to see it, but I want him back fully healthy. Okay? He's going to be all right. That speed is elite. Okay, it's elite. And I'm really getting the feeling that, winning cures a lot. So if the Knicks are winning and they're in top 6, top 4 contention in the East, and Emmanuel quickly might decide, listen, I'd rather be on a winning team as the 6th man than on a losing team as the starter. Obi already seems very content to be in New York where he's from, to be on this team as it's developing. And him and Julius Randle have an excellent relationship. By all accounts, they have an excellent relationship. So, I can't say stop crapping on Obi because some people are going to do what they do. They're just nasty people, period. But I'm losing respect. I'm watching some of you, and I'm losing respect for you because don't crap on one of our dudes when they down. He's our dude. Okay? He ain't for nobody else. That's our guy. All right? Anyway, me in a positive note. I like the Knicks tonight. I think we're gonna have a good night tonight. Okay, everybody stay healthy. I think we're gonna have a good night. And you guys, I won't see the game live. I'll be watching the game tomorrow on replay after Shabbat, and I'll see how it goes. And then on Sunday we'll talk about that. And then of course there's a game on Sunday. The Knicks are at where are they? Knicks on Sunday. The Knicks are at. I know they're on the road. The Knicks are at, who are they? They're at Indiana. That's a big game. They're at Indiana on Sunday. Yeah, Indiana. That's going to be another dogfight. Indiana's playing really good right now. Whew, so that's going to be another fight. So we'll talk about that. But we'll review this game on tomorrow night, and then we'll talk about the upcoming Indiana game on Sunday as well. And hopefully you guys have a safe and healthy, safe weekend, healthy weekend, enjoyable weekend. It's out there. I don't do Christmas, but it's holiday shopping time. I know. So be careful out there. Please don't drink and drive. Enjoy. Shalom.